everybody, thanks for tuning in today. I've got a bit of updates to give you, so we'll get stuck straight into it, but I hope everyone is doing well, and thank you so much again for coming and listening to me. It means so much. Oh, my little 10 to 30 viewers. So highlights. My biggest one is that I have decided to start a 30-day habit detox. I'll get into a fair bit more of that on my Instagram if anyone wants to go have a look at that. I'll be posting it shortly, maybe in a couple of days or so, within the next couple of days. But I haven't seen anyone do this before or like do it like intentionally. But so I'm gonna call it Nicola's 30-day habit detox, which is basically I take 3 habits or 3 sort of groups of habits or ideas of bad habits and decide that they no longer belong in my life and my routine, and I dedicate 30 days, and every single day I have to be disciplined enough to remove those habits from my life, essentially. Because I was listening to a few podcasts, which, you know, typical Nicola, I was listening to a podcast and I got this idea, basically around dopamine and habits and how they will work and everything, and this the person that was being interviewed on the podcast said that 30 days is the perfect amount of time, or like the best amount of days that you should dedicate to adding or removing a habit from your life, essentially. So 30 days, that's where that comes from. Bad habits, the reason why is because I have spent so much time over the past year adding in good habits. Things like making my bed, waking up with the first alarm, drinking more water, eating more fruit and vegetables, doing all those good things. And recently, like, I've got a lot of those still stuck, like a lot. But right now, I really want to focus on removing bad habits. So the ones that I want to remove are doom scrolling on social media, checking my social media as soon as I wake up in the morning, any type of pornography, whether it's literally OnlyFans models coming up on my Instagram or if it's actual pornography online. I want it completely removed because I don't like it. It's unhealthy. I don't like the damage that it does. So listening to a bit of that as well. And I have had a pornography addiction in the past, so I'm just trying to get rid of that. And my other one that I'm doing is eating intentionally. So I'm not going about eating intentionally because I already do eat good things. I do have a habit of going for good foods, but I am in a bad habit of going and snacking instead of making a meal. I'm in a bad habit of like eating foods that aren't good for me, aren't in my plan just because I see them in front of me, so I'm cutting that habit. It's like all the ones that are like in my pantry or they're easy access at work, just things like that. Or like going to drive-through straight after a gym session, like I'm just removing those. So they're my 3 habits that I'm working towards removing. And yeah, I think they're going to benefit me a lot by doing so. How I'm doing the social media one is, for the longest time, some people would know, I've had no notifications. The only notifications that I've had are messages and calls on my actual message app. But now, and I've also had TikTok deleted for a while as well. The only thing that I've been watching are Instagram Reels, and I also don't have Netflix anymore. So yeah, but I do spend a lot of time doom scrolling on Reels, and I spend a lot of time on Snapchat and texting people that don't really have much value in my life. So I have decided to delete those, and dating apps as well, basically before I go to bed. And if I get everything done that I wanted to throughout the day and I still feel the need to jump on the social medias and check and see what people have said to me, and if I want to doom scroll, I can doom scroll. I'll do that before bed. Well, not before bed, but like I'll do it in the evening. Still not in bed, and I'll still make sure I get to bed on time because I trust myself to do that. But so long as I've like read and I've gotten everything that I wanted to do throughout the day, if I feel like I still want to do that by the end of the day, then I can do it. But it's usually that like you get that hit of dopamine, like this is what I heard on a podcast, you get the small hit of dopamine in the morning from your socials, and that's what you crave all throughout the day, those small hits of dopamine, and you know you can get it there. There's so many times, because today's my first day of this detox, so many times that throughout the day I went to open Instagram or open Snapchat or open Tinder or open Hinge and it wasn't there. And because it's not there, I'm not opening it, because I know it's going to take a lot more time and it's going to be a lot more effort to go in and download the app, then re-log in and check those. So I'm just completely removing it. And hopefully after the 30 days, I can then re-download the apps, and the habit of opening them at certain times of the day won't be there anymore. And if the habit is still there, then I do another couple weeks, or I do another lot of 30 days. But as the science suggests, the habit shouldn't be there. So I'm removing it. Yeah, so wish me luck on that. Some more highlights. Gym's been really good. My energy's been pretty high. And I'm starting to feel like me again after recovering from being sick for so long, which is super exciting, because as we know, I was feeling really lonely and really lost. So feeling like me again is the best news. I'm so happy. Lowlights. Lowlights, I've got a bit less time for gym. That's literally my only lowlight, I'd say. And a little bit of body image, but it's not that big of a deal. We'll talk about it in a sec. Less time for the gym because I've had a lot going on. I've got an inspection in about a week and a half, and so I've been cleaning the house for that. There's been a few things that we let go, like especially around like outside and like the garden. So I'm having to like keep on top of that. So because I let the grass grow for so much, it's so much harder and it takes so much longer to like get it short and get it clean and looking at nice and presentable. So that's been hectic. And I've also got quite a few bills coming up. Car service, I've got a big whopping electricity bill, I've got water bill, and I think something else coming up. So I'm working my ass off trying to make that money. So last week I did like 2 hours of overtime because my managers didn't like the week before. I had about 9, but this week I have wrangled those hours in, and I'm pretty sure I'm going like over 10 hours overtime, which is good for me. And then we also have Easter public holidays coming up soon, where I should be working at least 3 of those, which is exciting. And we've had a few supervisors either quit, step down, or go on holidays, so I'm back to supervising, which we'll have to see how that goes on my mental health. But yeah, that'll also be a little bit more money. Not much, just a little bit, but yeah, so we'll see how that goes. This week, sessions have been good, gym's been good, everything that I can make it to has been good. I've started doing like a 10k on my days off, so if I have 2 days off, I will go and do a 10k. So I'm not doing one this week because I only have 1 day off, my Wednesday, and it's cleaning. That 10k is not all running because I can't do that. The longest I've ever run straight is 6k's, and that was under 75 hard last year. So I had been running or walking every single day to get up to that, and now I'm doing nowhere near that amount of cardio or endurance training, so I can't run that far. I could probably run 2k, I reckon, without stopping if I really wanted to try. But so the reason why I want to do that 10k is because I want my body to like get used to the distance. And yeah, so hopefully in like a couple months time I can do that 10k. And then there have been a few runners say if you can do like a 5k or a 10k, you can do a 20, you can do a 40, like you can run those marathon distances, because it's all mental after that. So if I can get my body used to that 5 or 10k distance like now, then hopefully I'll be able to get a half distance before the end of the year, because that's my goal. So we'll see how that goes. I also had my birthday on Sunday. I turned 21 for anyone who missed it, which was everyone because I didn't post about it. I did nothing big. I didn't really celebrate. I actually, yeah, no, but I had a good day. It was fun. I just worked. I had an upper body session, and then I went out and spent the evening with someone, which was really fun. Just drove around for a bit, had some good conversation. Yeah, I just had like a really chill day. That was fun. That was good. I enjoyed it. Because I actually just like really like my life. I think if I had taken the day off, I would have loved to go to the beach, but I also had no one to go with because everyone was busy. So yeah, I don't know. I had a good day. So I turned 21. It's kind of scary. It's actually kind of terrifying. I could talk about that for a while, about how every single year that goes by, like I feel like turning a different age is scarier than a new year, because it's like actually your new year, like it's my new year. I don't know, I just feel like it's terrifying. I know some people call me stupid because I'm so young, but every single year, I think ever since I turned 19, I'm like, this is scary shit. 19 and then 20 and now 21 is terrifying. But I did also cry like 4 or 5 times on my birthday. So, I don't know. A little bit of an update is I had a conversation with someone about my red flags. So it was like a guy that I have been seeing casually for about 5 months. And we've got a lot in common when it comes to like the things that we talk about and our interests and all that. Not a lot, but a bit. And we were talking about each other's red flags. And I was like, I think one of mine is that I don't live life. And he was like, I was gonna say that. And we both sort of just discussed it a little bit, and the consensus was that I don't go out and do things. I don't go out and explore and go on adventures and all that sort of stuff. And it's part because I don't have the money to do it. Another part is I don't have the time or the friends to do it with. But the urge and the want is there. Like, I feel like if I made the time, which I could, if I had the money and if I had the friends, I would make the time and I would go and do those things. Like, the want is there. It's just a suppressed want because I know it's not a thing that I can really get into or do. Like, I really want to get my motorbike license before the end of the year as well, and I want to do all these new things, and I wanted to go to Bali, which I don't know what's gonna happen, but there are lots of things that I do really want to do, and there are lots of things that I want to like act like. I feel like I'm just surviving and I'm getting through, and I am like doing good things with my life. It's just I'm not really like living it. Like, I'm not living it to its fullest potential. And he was like, yeah, that's a red flag. And I was like, I get that, and I get how it seems, but like there are worse things. And he agreed with that as well. So yeah, though, I don't know, I just thought that was like a really interesting thing, like discussing red flags, because I feel like sometimes you can't really look at your life and judge your own red flags. You need someone else to really go, oh well, actually these come across, and everyone has those red flags. And you can easily justify them, like I can justify mine. So to me, it's not really a red flag because I know there's reasons as to why. But it's like knowing that other people see it that way because they don't actually have the justification is like a pretty good, like, eye-opening thing. I've also been on a podcast splurge. If you follow my Instagram, you would know that. I have been posting a few, and I haven't even been posting a lot. Like, I post every like 1 in 3 or 4 podcasts that I listen to. I think I've been listening to about 2 to 3 hours worth of podcasts every single day. If I'm working, maybe like an hour. Like, if I work a really long shift, it might be like an hour. But if I'm not working, or if I work like a shorter shift, I've been listening to like 2 to 3 hours. So I reckon in a week I'm listening to about 10 to 15 hours worth of podcasts, which is like so cool. And I'd love to see my Spotify Wrapped at the end of the year. I have no idea how it's gonna look. It'll be so interesting. Maybe like my artist of the year will actually be like Diary of a CEO. So that's kind of crazy, I think, because like another thing is like looking back at Nicola a year ago, she wouldn't have dreamed of listening to podcasts. She couldn't think of anything worse. Like, why are you not listening to music? And now I'm like, no, podcasts are where it's at. So I've been splurging on those, specifically around relationships, dopamine, habits. The relationship one is like so good. Sexual relationships, romantic relationships, like literally all that. Oh my god, I'm like obsessed. Weaning off of that, they convinced me that I want a boyfriend. Yeah, I could talk a fair bit about what I was listening to, but the consensus is sort of just like women need to lower their standards. There was quite a few issues raised about how women have these crazy high standards because their standards for themselves have been set higher, and then they expect men to do more, which men aren't being raised, or they aren't in the right environment to be raised to like do that. Well, there's also that like both men and women expect a lot from their partners, like a lot more than they should. Like, they expect them to be everything. So like, let's say in your life you need 10 things from people, whatever those things are. Like, let's say it's like someone to vent to, someone to go on adventures with, or like even like your multiple adventures, like a gym partner, someone to go out to restaurants with, someone to go to the grocery store with, I don't know, like a workmate, or the person that you call when you get good news, just things like that. you know, like just you have like, let's say there's 10 things you need from people. Some people expect their partner to give them 8 to 10 of those things. So in a standard day, they're the first person that they text them every single time something goes wrong, they text them every single time something goes right, they send every single reel they find funny to them, they are always with them, they go to the gym with them, they go for walks with them, they do this, they do that, they go to them with every single little problem they have for like emotional support and advice. And then they also play games together, and then they hang out with each other on the weekend, and then sexual partner as well. And it's exhausting. Like, you should not expect that much from your partner. Like, your partner should not be your absolute everything. And this dating coach, I think he was a dating coach, and he like owns a matchmaking company. He said you should only be going to your partner for ideally 3 things. Like 3 things. And they also say like you should be filtering your problems through your support system before they get to your partner, because 9 times out of 10 you're going to be unloading onto your partner eventually. But if you can unload in a less emotionally heavy way, it's better. So like, let's say you had this thing go on at work. Instead of going straight to your partner with that problem, you go to your workmates, like your work colleagues that you trust, and you talk to them about it. You might then call up a friend or a family member and you talk to them about it. And then by the time it actually gets to your partner, it's like not as big of a problem, and maybe it's just something that you discuss quickly and you don't really need the advice, you don't really need the help, and it's not adding to their baggage, and they're not as mentally like drained by listening, and they're going to care much more than the other people that you're going through this, and they're going to try and help you more. So if you've already helped yourself, or you've gotten someone else from your support system to help you with that, that takes a load off of their plate, which I thought was really interesting. And I've learned so much about relationships, and I've decided I want one. I really want one. Obviously I'm completely fine alone, and I'm happy to be single for the rest of my life, but I also really think that I could really benefit from a relationship. And yeah, but I'm also not gonna go like actively looking for one. I think I'm just gonna be more in the pursuit of one. I think I have someone that I want to date too, which is interesting because I've known this person for a while, and I never really thought that I would ever want to date them. And I've actually said to my friend a few times, I'm like, no, never going there, like never gonna happen, for this and this reason. And then I sort of like looked at it and I'm like, Nicola, you're being a fucking idiot. Date them, they're like literally perfect. Like they'd sort of like slot into my life. And I feel like they benefit me a lot. So yeah, I don't know, we'll see how that goes. I might try and pursue that a little bit, but I'm also just someone that comes on really strong, so I really need to try and like catch myself. And I've already, since discovering that I want to date this person, I have struggled. I'm doing it like good, successfully, but it's like I've had to catch myself quite a few times to not like go and just message them and be like, hi, marry me. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. First cycle this week, I have been on my period. I think I'm on my last day, maybe I finished, I'm not sure. I think it was like a little light this morning, and I don't think I've had anything since, so we'll see. I had quite a few like pimples come up. I think in my last video you could see it. There's like a couple here, there was a couple on my chin, I think one up here or so, because my skin was clear. Like I'm talking no blemishes for like one day. There was like one on my nose, if I could remember correctly, but it was like old, it was gone. So I had like nothing, and then hormones kicked in, blew up my face. But they're still not that bad. They were literally only hormonal pimples. So next week, this should be clear again, I hope. Now that my skincare is down pat, be nice. My friend also gave me this new serum. I have no idea what the fuck it is or what it's for. She told me to use it, I used it, I trust her. So we'll see how my skin looks after using that as well. Also in my period, I have been bloating like crazy, and I have been in quite a bit of pain. Like it's been one of my most painful periods in a while, which is interesting. Maybe it's because I haven't been exercising. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but like maybe that's it. I haven't been to the gym as much. I don't know how that would relate, I'm gonna be honest, but I just feel like it would. Maybe. But I also just haven't really been feeling great in my skin either. My confidence has been like pretty low, so I'm not loving it. I've also kind of decided I want to lose a few more kilos. I don't know how much, but I do want to lose weight because I've looked at my body and like it's healthy, it's good, it knows what it's doing, it's strong, but I know like there is excess fat. I have excess fat, and if I were to jump onto one of those like body fat image things, it would say that. I know that. But I'm still good. Like I'm still healthy, but I'm on like the upper side of healthy. My BMI says that I am obese though, but we all know BMI is pretty unreliable. It's not the best indicator at all. So yeah, I do want to lose a bit of fat because it's like I've got like, let's say here, like I can feel so much muscle under here, but there's also like so much fat here too, especially like around my legs, a little bit around my stomach, a fair bit on my arms. Like I want a bit of it gone. Like I want to be able to see more muscles. I also like being lighter. I'll be able to run faster and better as well. There'll be less that I'm like carrying around. So I've decided I want to do that. But yeah, I'm not going to be posting a fair bit of that. I'm not really going to be keeping anyone updated because I did a weight loss journey last year and kept people updated with that, and I don't just want to be like the girl who's always trying to lose weight, because I'm not. I've been off losing weight for about 4, 5, 6 months now. Like I've stayed pretty much the exact same for the past 6 months, but I just don't want to come off like that, if that makes sense. Like I just want to be the healthy girl, and I'm not going to be doing it like crazy. Like I'm not expecting to lose a kilo a week. I'm just gonna do it really slowly, just really healthily, and just lose a little bit of weight. That's all it is, because I think that's what's gonna make me happy. Like I'm happy now, but I feel like this will be good. But this also brings me into my next point, is I wanted to just touch quickly on how I actually lost weight, because I feel like no one actually really knows what I did. So I put this on my Instagram, is like people know like the mental change. There was about 3 years of working with a coach, learning all of the things that I had to do to like change my mindset around weight loss. I went on scale bands a couple times. I was tracking calories for a long time, learning like what was in certain foods, what foods were good for you, what were bad for you, the fact that there actually isn't any bad foods. Learning about nutrition, learning about gym and exercises, and the difference between cardio and resistance training, the fact that like movement and training plan, the best one is the one that you'll follow, like just all those things, like learning about stress and controlling the controllables and following different people and different accounts and learning what motivates me, learning what keeps me disciplined. Like there was so much that I had to learn and so much that I had to address about like my life, and I had to learn about how my brain worked to really actually start to lose weight. Everyone knows that the way that you lose weight is you have to be in a calorie deficit, which basically means that you are eating less than what you're burning. I knew there was a while there, because like I'm someone that can't track every single day for like the longest time. Like I can't do it. Like there are times where I can track for a week, there are times where I can track for a month, there are times, but most of the time I can probably only track like perfectly for a few days, and I can't track very well, and then I'll like go off track, and I just, maybe this is something that I need to still work on when it comes to my relationship with food, is that I'm constantly thinking that because I can't eat it now, like I can never eat it. So I just splurge and I go crazy, and it's like, oh, if I can like eat this today, like I can always eat this and this and this and this, and then that 4 or 5 days of tracking then goes out the window and I can't, and then yeah. So I learned that if I like, tracking was really good to understand what I was eating and to just, you know, sometimes remind myself. So like I'll go through and I just track my foods for one day just to make sure that I'm still on track with my food or whatever else it is. Or if I really want to, for like a week or a few weeks, drop like a kilo or 2, then I'll just track some food, make sure it's like all good. If I'm eating new foods, if I want to change my meals up, I'll track those just to make sure they're still sitting around the same calories that I want. I'll just do that. But because I've been tracking for the longest time, I didn't need to track to lose the weight. And if I was tracking, I would have been miserable. Like miserable. And this does work for a lot of people, especially like bodybuilders. Like they have to track, they have to get it done, and that works for them, so that's great. But for me, it just didn't work. So to lose the weight that I lost, like that 10 to 20 kilos, which now is like honestly like that 15-17 mark, because those last few kilos I got back and I haven't been able to lose since, which they are the kilos that I want to lose. I want to lose about 5 to 10, another 5 to 10. So I honestly want to try and get down to my lowest weight in the past 3 years. That would be really lovely. Anyways, that's beside the point. When losing that weight, I knew what foods I was eating and I was prepping, and the things that I prioritized were fruit and vegetables, whole foods. I just tried to put a lot of whole foods into my diet, and I tried to restrict every now and again the sweets, so I would never splurge. So if I wanted to order takeout, I was completely allowed to order that takeout, but I had to order less than I usually would. So instead of ordering like a meal and a dessert and a snack, I'd get like just the meal. Maybe I'd get like the large, but like I would just like bring down the amount of foods that I'd have. If I was getting a dessert, instead of getting like a McFlurry with add-ons, I'd just get like a small sundae or something. It's just like being like slowly making those habit like changes to make sure that I wasn't eating as much. There were times where the discipline was in saying no to the takeout. There were times where the discipline was like, okay, I've had a lot to eat today, I really don't need to have that other meal, or I don't need to have that snack before bed. And it was also making sure that I was staying disciplined with my training and going on walks and keeping my steps up. And yeah, so it was just like those little things, and like then I could see on the scales and see if that was working well. Do I need to go increase my step target? Do I need to go a little harder at the gym, or do I need to focus on cutting back that food that little bit more? And I would just feel my body, feel what I need to do, look at the metrics, and that's where I would go from there, if that makes sense. So doing it this way meant you didn't see fast, consistent change. Like, it happened over a long period of time. It happened, that 20 kilos happened over 10 months, which is actually still pretty fast, I'm gonna be honest. Like, that is still pretty good. But if you're doing it consistently, you could lose 20 kilos over 20 weeks. Like, if you were very strict and very consistent, you could do that. So like in half a year, you could lose that 20 kilos healthily. It's fine. But I did it over 10 months because that's how fast I needed to do it to be able to lose the weight. If I had have done it over 20 weeks, it wouldn't have happened, because I would have been splurging here and there. I wouldn't have been able to consistently lose a kilo a week. There were weeks where I would lose 1.5 kilos. There were weeks where I'd gain half a kilo. There were weeks where I was 200 grams down, and the next week I was 3 kilos up. This, like, it was up and down like crazy, but it was the fact that it just went down over time because of the changes that I was making. But I still made sure that my life was very livable. Like, it was flexible and survivable. This week I've also prioritized training with friends. So new friends, current friends, and really just trying to bring them into the gym. So today I'm actually going to the gym to do a booty class with a girl who I'm trying to get into the gym actually. And yeah, I'm also doing a Pilates class with her as well. So I really hope that goes well. Wish me luck with her. Food this week has been pretty good. Not much really to say about it. It's just been chill. It's been fine. My food of the past few weeks has been very consistent. I think I really need to start prioritizing a bit more fruit though. So yeah, I'm trying to get that up there. It's still like higher than it used to be, but like I still want it higher. But that's pretty much everything for the week, guys. Yeah, it's just really busy. I haven't really been able to study much. Again, I haven't touched it in like 3 weeks. So basically after the inspection is done, I will be still working like crazy, but I'll be able to focus a little bit more into training. I'll have a bit more of a schedule going. I might have a boyfriend. I won't have a boyfriend. You never know. You never know. Could happen. And yeah, so because I'm not gonna have to be worried so much about keeping the house clean, at least to the standard. Like, I still keep my house very clean, but there's a fair bit to do. I'll be better. And I'm also really trying to implement like staying on top of my washing, because it's such a struggle. And hopefully with this 30-day habit detox, I should hopefully be a bit more on top of my life, because I'm not gonna have as many distractions. Like, already today, I've done 2 or 3 loads of washing. I have listened to 2 hours of a podcast. I'm onto the new one. I'm recording this. I've got gym later. I'm gonna read when I get home, and I honestly don't even think I'm gonna open my socials. if I, oh no, I lie, I will be opening my socials because I need to post this, I need to edit this, and I want to also post a reel. That's pretty much it. Like, I don't have any, like, right now it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I have absolutely no desire to open a dating app. Whereas yesterday, before I deleted them, I was on them like, I don't even know how many times, like 20 times I opened them to check messages and stuff, and for no fucking reason. No reason. So I have a lot more time in the day because I'm not scrolling. I'm not like opening the app and then getting stuck on it for like 10 minutes, 2 hours, whatever it is. I'm not getting stuck. I'm going to my phone going, fuck, right, it's not there, and it's not there for a reason. Get up and go do something. Okay? And then if there is, and it's like, I feel like some people are going to be listening to this and being like, well, Nicola, what are you doing for downtime? You know what I'm really doing for downtime? This is my downtime. Reading this, going for a walk, going getting sunlight. So I'm planning, literally right now, I want to go out to the water, or like go outside and read in the sun, because I haven't touched sun in a hot minute since Saturday, so like 5 days. I've hardly seen the sun. So I want to go sit outside, read my book, and yeah, that's my plan. And then I'll be editing this tonight. I have tomorrow off, so it's Wednesday, and I will be cleaning. I'll be finishing off the yard work is my plan, and doing another video on relationships, which I touched on a bit today. So do that. I'll be talking about my mindset around relationships, how my mindset has shifted, what my last relationship was like, my expectations, the relationships around me, how every relationship is different, so much of that stuff. Yeah, I'm super excited for it. So yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks for tuning in again. Follow along on Instagram maybe, if I'm posting on there at all, to see a bit more about the habit detox, and always feel free to send me a message anonymously or via Instagram to ask more about it if you really want to, because honestly I'm really excited about it, and I'm super proud of myself for coming up with this, taking on information from other people, like 2 or 3 other sources, and deciding that this is a really good thing, because I think it will be. And so after the 30 days, we'll see how it goes, and maybe I'll put together a YouTube vlog on every single day how it's been. So I'll try to do a bit of a video at the end of every day and see how I feel, or the start of every day to reflect on the day before. But yeah, super exciting. Oh, actually, I do need to touch on my gratitudes. So, shocker, surprise, my first gratitude is podcasts. Absolutely obsessed. They just sort of like, I don't know, they keep me learning, they keep my brain going, and they like sort of, I don't know, I feel like they make me feel like I'm a part of something bigger, and they remind me that I'm not alone, and like where I am, there are other people out there, if that makes sense. That's how the podcasts make me feel. And they like add so much value to my life and my day, so I'm excited for that. My other gratitude is the supportive and wide range of people around me. Like, I know I've been feeling really low in the past few weeks, but past couple of days I've just really sort of sat and gone, no, I have like a lot of people here, and I do get value from all of these relationships. I just really need to lean into the value, and there's no harm in like expanding my circle and finding new people, but I don't need to just like focus on that. Like, there are other people around. So yeah. And my last one is my drive to do better. Always finding ways to improve what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, and constantly just trying to be better for myself and for the people around me. Yeah, I'm just really thankful for that attitude. And no matter how hard things get, I'm like always getting back up and doing better. I have no doubt that it is all up from here. Like, I know I've gone up and down a lot over my life, but from now, it is all up. Like, there might be a few hiccups, but it's never going to be worse than it has been. I have hit my lowest point in life, and I don't think I'm getting there ever again. But that's me for now. Thank you again for tuning in. I know I just said that already, but yeah, thank you for coming. I'll see you in the next video, or I'll see you next week. So bye, and stay safe.